Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the most interesting people and some of my favourite people too. And as we all know, parents know the headache that comes from attempting to get your child to clean their room and tidy their room and even decorate their room. But what if you get them to do it voluntarily? The study of 2,000 parents and their children revealed that children found decorating with their parents to be a positive experience. So can you get your kids to do this? This sounds like an impossible task. Well, no, according to Sam Waz. Joining me now is the man who knows how to, get your kids to do what they're asked and to make them enjoy it in the process, from the brand new Channel 4 programme, The Secret Life of 4, 5 and 6-year-olds, Dr. Sam Waz. How you doing?
Hi, Alex. Great, thanks, yeah.
Dr. Sam, this sounds impossible, to get kids to do something that sounds boring. How do you make it exciting?
Oh, well, in fact, so having gone round and asked a whole lot of kids what their attitude is to redecorating their bedroom, in fact, we find it's the very opposite of boring. It's one of the things that they're really, really, really keen to spend time on. In fact, so we ask kids what is the biggest, most important event in your life. Top of the list was their first day at school. Second on the list was redecorating their bedroom, having this kind of chance to kind of, have a say in something that they don't normally get to have a say in. That's amongst the children who are actually let to do it, which is quite a small proportion. So 92% of parents think they should involve their kids in decorating their bedroom, but only 25% actually do. So amongst the kids that do get a chance to do this, they rate it as a really important event in their lives.
It was interesting. Somebody said to me the other day that apparently 2/3 of our personality and the way we behave is formed in the first 18 months of our lives. Firstly, is that true? And if it is true, it sort of goes to understand why toddlers are so demanding and so creative.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd be very curious to know how they came up with that number. But yeah, it's definitely something, or a lot of research suggests that kind of early life experience has a massive role in kind of leading to influencing all aspects of later life experience. So, for example, there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of research into kind of the early differences that can lead to differences in a young child's kind of language ability. Language is a real gateway thing. So you can't really kind of have complex friendships and complex social interactions if you don't have the language skills to get kind of to get yourself into these kinds of interactions. So it's one of these kind of spirals. So once a child kind of will start to go one way, then kind of these differences kind of get greater and greater over time. So yeah, it's definitely a really, really important area to be thinking about, and really important to raise awareness of, the importance of the early years.
I'm quite damning of parents today. It seems to me they all want to be the best friend of their child, but the one thing that you can't control is their own domain, which is their bedroom. I guess this is about independence, is it? And letting them have their own right to have their own space as they want it to be.
Yeah, so kind of clear differentiation, I think, is the healthy thing between the rest of the house, where mummy and daddy are in charge. They certainly get to decide on the colour scheme, and the bedroom, which really is kind of uniquely for the child, a place where they're in charge. And it's a really sensible thing to do. The parents don't spend very much time in your child's bedroom, whereas a child spends a lot of time in their bedroom. And if they're given a chance to have a say in the kind of decoration of it, this is what this research from Dulac says, they want to spend a lot more time in there. So all of the children reported that kind of once they'd had a say, they spend more time in there. They look forward to bringing their friends in there. They're more inclined to keep it tidy and that kind of thing. And yeah, so as you say, like, it's about kind of this clear differentiation. And from the child's point of view, it's about, this is somewhere where I get to be in charge, and this is where I get to set the image that I project to other people. I get to differentiate myself from the rest of the family, and also to kind of choose my own image that I want to project to my friends. So yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's a good thing to do. It's one of those things that kind of you give in that area, and you say, okay, this is an area clearly when you're in charge, where you're in charge, and then you can say no. But in other areas, we get to make the decisions.
What if my little Johnny says he wants his bedroom paint purple and then black on the roof and bright yellow on the other wall?
Yeah, so there's a couple of aspects of it that's interesting. One, children do like to go for wacky colours. As adults, and this was part of this survey from Dulac, adults tend to like, quite muted colours, quite, kind of boring, kind of pale colours, whereas children do tend to like the kind of the wacky colours. It's part of the process of experimentation. It's part of the fact that I'm really interested in this. We as adults, we tend to experience the world less intensely. Children are very up and down in terms of their mood. You don't have to spend too long with a 4-year-old child to say that kind of their world's just more intense. They go through these kind of big mood swings, and kind of part of that, I think, is that they like these kind of more intense colours. So that's one aspect, letting the child kind of express themselves, be who they are. Another one, though, which is a really interesting angle, is like children have to make a lot of children kind of make a lot of decisions, so they're regularly kind of involved in kind of quote unquote creative tasks. But most of the time, that's just drawing something on a piece of paper, and the piece of paper gets thrown away afterwards, or it's not a permanent thing what you're creating. And this is really the first thing in a lot of children's lives where they get to be in charge, they get to make creative decisions, and then they have to live with the consequences of what they choose for a good while. So one of the healthy things to do with this is to say to your child, and again, this is a situation they won't be used to being put in. Say to your child, okay, you've got to make some decisions, and then you're not going to have a chance to do this again for another year, so you're going to have to live with the consequences of your decisions for a whole year. So this is something a lot of children find challenging. It will be kind of a real kind of, they won't be used to doing this. A year is an awfully long time in the life of a child. But for those very reasons, it's a really good thing to be doing.
I just want to talk about kids generally, because nobody has a better insight than you. The Secret Life of 4, 5 and 6-year-olds is fascinating. And what interests me about it, they seem more cocky, they seem more confident. Their lives seem much more complicated than ours were. Is that true, or just my perception?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, definitely kind of all the research suggests that kind of stress levels are going up in children. So there are a lot of stresses in the life of a child nowadays. So a lot of them, exams and that kind of thing, external stresses, but also they tend to seek out stress. So stuff like playing like an iPad game or that kind of thing, it actually physically stresses them out. So I do research into that, so it makes their heart beat faster, it's physically the equivalent of going on a run. But you do it's kind of sitting in one space. But they really kind of yearn for that. They really like that. So kind of we get to this stage, children nowadays are much more hyper-stimulated. They also kind of develop, so there's quite a lot of research, and it's the kind of IQ and kind of fluid intelligence. The children being raised today are brighter than our generation. So as a result of that, they develop more rapidly. And the finding is, you might not like it, but the finding is IQ is really one of these things that's going up really fast. So a child who is in mid-class, in terms of the middle of the class nowadays in terms of IQ, if you're taking that same child and put it into a classroom in the 70s, that child would have been in about the 80th centile. So there's really quite a big difference.
Dr. Sam is the star of The Secret Life of 4, 5 and 6-year-olds, and you can find out more about decorating your kid's bedroom by going to www.deluxe.co.uk/kids-rooms. Great to talk to you, Dr. Sam.
Great, thank you, lovely. Thanks, Alex.